Hello once again, YouTube. Chris and I here bringing you some Minecraft action. When we left off on my last episode, I did a tutorial for the Flans plane mod. I made, oh, my phone just went off. I made two planes. Sorry about the phone. It'll go away in a minute. The two planes that I made were this one, this one, the Spitfire, and the Fokker DR1. So I made those two, it was pretty fun. I crashed one of them, and that ended terribly. I don't know if I filmed that, I can't remember. But regardless, we're moving on to new stuff today. I'm not going to be doing anything with the planes mod, actually. I'm going to be going into a new mod that I just discovered that I'm going to be using extensively in the future, because this is just freaking genius. I've been waiting for something like this for a really long time. It's an NPC mod. If I bring up my internet real quick, I can give you the exact name, and the link, of course, will be down below. It's just called Custom NPCs. It's not a full release yet. It's kind of like halfway done, I'd say. The guy that made this plans to do a multiplayer support for it as well. It's by Nops, N-O-P-P-E-S, Nops, I guess. Okay, so we're going to get into that, and in order to start with this mod, it's pretty simple. I almost have all of the things we need right here, but we need bread and sticks. Those are the only two things you actually need to get started with this mod. So let's get on to it. So we take some sticks, and basically we do the general design for a hoe, except we use bread as the I don't know. We just use bread as like the end part, and the sticks obviously are for the staff. And this makes the NPC wand. It looks like a hoe, but it's really not. I guess it's based off of whatever texture pack you're using. And the other thing we will need is an axe, but we will use bread for that as well. So it's pretty weird because you're using bread, but whatever. I'm gonna go to sleep real quick. My computer's lagging. I don't know why. What's up with my render distance is on short. That's really weird. I'm gonna go to sleep, but I'll get into this in a moment, and you guys probably like this because I know I like this. This is something I really like. This is something I see being used a lot in the future. I know a few adventure maps have been made using this, and I'm going to show you what it does. So let's go down here for a moment. So basically what the wand does is when you right click on the ground, it'll create an NPC. So you can click on the ground, this display comes up, and it comes up with all sorts of different tabs and stuff, and we'll go through each of these individually. Now on the display tab you can change the name. So let's call this Chris Servant. There we go. So this is my servant now, or something. Oh, no. Chris's guard. How about that? And you can display the name or hide it, or you can only show it when it's attacking. So that's very nice. You can change the model. We'll get into that in a moment. You can change what it's doing, whether it's walking, sitting, lying, sneak standing, sneak walking, and that's it. You can also rotate the head a certain number of degrees, and you can offset the head's position by a certain amount. I haven't really fiddled around with that because I don't really like my NPCs walking around with their heads floating above their bodies. So I didn't really get into that. But this right here is like the best part about this, is you can change the texture of this NPC based on what textures you have in the folder. There is a folder that comes with this mod that includes all of the textures for the NPCs that come with the mod. You can add your own textures, however, and that's why I really like this. Let me change my mic real quick. Seems like I'm not picking up enough of my voice, but whatever. So you can come in here, and they already have predefined, like, models. Let's say you want a skeleton. You can select a skeleton. You can click on the villager model, and it'll make the villager model. And you can also change the texture of the villager. Now, for some reason, this is really weird looking. Probably because I'm facing him in a different direction than he's supposed to be. I don't know what's up with that. But as you can see, you can change the texture. Let me go back to a human male. Yeah, they have all sorts of stuff. They have monsters and orcs and ponies and skeletons and furries. Those are interesting. Those basically have tails and wings and ears. So you can have like cat people, I guess. But I'm not into that. So we're going to select a human male, and we're going to select a texture. Oh man, that's freaking out. Not sure why that's happening. Ignore that for a moment. Actually, I'll get rid of that right now. I don't need that. Okay, so selecting a texture. So you can change the texture as long as the texture is in the pack. And if you have HD textures, it'll support those too, which is really awesome. So if I come down here, well, actually I haven't checked out HD textures, but I have HD skeleton textures, and I checked those out and they work very nicely. So you can change it to whatever you want, and that's freaking amazing. You can have all sorts of NPCs. It comes with a whole bunch, but I added a crap load of my own. Like so this one, I added this one Celtic Warrior. I added a Centurion, Dark Ranger, all this stuff, different stuff. This is Dovahkiin. When I downloaded it, I had to rename it, so it's Dovahkiin, I suppose. But that's like the Dovahkiin texture, the Dovahkiin Minecraft texture. So let's go find the guard texture, Steve Guard. I'm gonna find it real quick. Oh, it's way up here. Oh, Gangster Steve. Alright, so now we have a guard, right? And we'll exit out of this, and there he is. There's my guard. Now, if you right-click on him, he has some predefined, like, sayings. Hello, Devonix. That's my character's name in this, Devonix. And, he just sees that over and over again as many times as you click him. But if you want to edit him, you just click on him with the wand again, and you can go back into the screen. Now, let's move on to the stats. This generally tells you what he does, like his health, his attack range, how fast he moves when he's walking and just attacking, his attack speed, and his strength. So you can determine how often he hits you with attack speed when he's bumping into you. You can check respawn on, and it'll tell you, I think this is in seconds, how long it'll take for them to respawn. And you can show the body when they're dead, and they'll be on the ground when they're dead. You can also hide the body too. I'm going to turn that off. Well, actually, I'll keep it on. And when he's attacked, he'll fight back. In the inventory screen, you can change what he's carrying. Let's say I wanted to give him an iron sword, right? And maybe I'll give him some iron armor, so I have a lot of stuff on me. So it's going to be hard giving him all this stuff, but let's give him an iron helmet, and a chest piece, and some boots. How about that? That's good, right? And when we click back, he'll have that armor on. That's the second best thing about this, is you can actually customize these characters to even have armor on, which will, as far as I know, mitigate the damage. I'm not entirely sure. So that's the inventory. Also, you can determine what he shoots at you. If I wanted him to shoot, let's say, a brick. Let me find a brick real quick. There's a brick, right? If I wanted him to shoot a brick at me, I'd go back, stats, attack range, 10 yards. And say when I'm inside that attack range, he'll throw bricks at me, and they will hurt me. That's the thing. They don't just spawn endless bricks and puddle them around their feet. They actually shoot them at you like an arrow, and it'll hurt you, and you can determine the damage that does. So that's really nice. I'm gonna change that back, and I'm gonna give his sword back. But that's what he shoots if you're too far. He can dual wield also. He can carry 2 swords if you want, so you got that now. Dual frickin' wielding over here. And you can change the damage to, complement that. I'm gonna take my sword back. And the last thing you can do is you can have coins. This mod comes with coins. I have to find them real quick. I do believe they're farther in the back. Here they are. Iron coin, gold coin, and a diamond coin. So basically what you can do is you can set up all these mobs to have an inventory of, oh, I don't have enough space, get rid of this. Say when I killed him, I wanted him to drop a certain number of coins. You can put those coins in here, and he'll actually drop them. And those coins come into play later, depending on what role you give this character. So that's pretty much it for the inventory. Now we're moving on to the advanced, which can be edited through the global, but we'll check that out in a moment. So basically, when we come into here, we can pick his role, the lines he says, the factions he's on, and the dialogue. Dialogues are a little bit complicated, and I haven't really covered them myself yet, so I'm not sure if I'll get into that too much. But as for roles, let's go into here real quick, and say we wanted this man to be a banker. So in order for you to set up the bank, we have to go to the default bank, which you can add more. You can add any type of bank. Let's say call it Chris's bank, right? And you can set up like chests to buy. Now, I don't think these chests are actually placed in the game. I think they're just like storage that the game like recognizes, and you can pull it out at any banker that works for the same bank. So if I had the default bank, we're just going to go with the default bank because it's already made, and we're going to go back. No, we're going to go edit, and let's see, slot costs. So you can have 6 slots. There's more as far as I can tell. You can have 8 slots now. But I'm just going to keep it at 6 because there are only 6 displayed. But basically each slot is another chest, and each upgrade for each slot is making it into a double chest. So that's very useful. So say I wanted 1 slot, I would get an extra chest. But if I upgraded it, it would become a full 2 like block chest. That's pretty awesome. So basically you can have 6 like upgrades with this. If you look, you can have 6 different chests, and then you can upgrade them all into full chests. So that's very awesome. And let's say it'll cost us, oh jeez, I still have too much. Let's make it 1 iron. And in order to upgrade it, we need 2 iron. So, and you can, you know, progressively make these larger, and yeah. So now we're going to go back. And for this guy, let's say we wanted him to be a banker. So we would click on this until it says banker, or bank, and we'd edit it, and we'd click on default bank. You can choose whatever bank you have or have made, right? And now, when I click on him, cost to upgrade. Now I have slot 1, it's already there, but cost to upgrade, it tells you right here how much it costs to upgrade this chest, and it costs 2. So if you put 2 up here, and you upgrade it, bam, full chest. Isn't that amazing? And they don't put these chests down anywhere in the world, so you can have as many of these chests as you want. It's a full banking system. It's perfect. It's genius. That's exactly how I like it. It makes sense. It's just awesome. So let's say I wanted, if I connect, well, I don't connect, but if I made another NPC and I put him over here, and I made him a banker from the same bank, I can access those same chests that the original has had. My video is lagging a little bit, sorry for that. Now say if I want this chest, all I have to do is put that 1 iron coin in there, and I can unlock it. And you can, as I said before and just showed you, you can change all of these different settings to suit your preference. You don't have to use the coins, you can use whatever you want. Hell, you could even potentially use mod items. Let's say it would cost a gun or something to upgrade this chest. I'm not sure if that'll work. I know you can have the NPCs interact with mod items. I'm just not entirely sure if they'll work. So no guarantees. I can't guarantee that your game will work properly if you include mod items with these characters. So it's fine and dandy. We're going to go back into this and go back into this. And if we make him a guard, he basically does what that says. He stays in the area and he can fight certain creatures. He can attack animals. You can set it to attack them or not to attack them. Creepers has its own separate thing, which I like because I really don't want my NPCs fighting creepers because they'll just blow up. You can attack, also allow them to attack other mobs, and you can change the aggro range either from 2 to 20. So that's very nice. I'm going to turn that off. And let's see if I can get this working real quick. Get rid of that. I don't need no seeds. Let's see if I can get him to attack a zombie. I have so much stuff. Oh, I have it on peaceful, I see. So now there's a zombie, right? And he's going for the zombie. He's going for the kill. And he actually fights him. And, you know, see, the zombie died. Obviously the zombie died partly because of the sun, but you get the idea. He will attack them, and he will do damage to them. And the zombie will turn around and fight him too, I think. I'm not entirely sure. Now, let's move on to the next thing, item giver. Basically, you can select it to give you a certain item in certain intervals. You can determine how often it gives them to you, and it determines what items you have, or do not have, and it will give you those or the ones you do have. It depends on what you select up here. Say for this you want all items to be potentially given to you. Randomly, it will give you one of those items from the list of all the items in the game. So, you can have this guy just walk up to you, or you can walk up to him and just click on him and he'll be like, oh, here, have this, have these items, Devonics, and that's what he'll do. Like, I'll walk up to him and I'll be like, yo, what's up? Have these items. And he gave me something. I'm not entirely sure what it was because I have a shit ton of stuff. It's probably something I already had. And, he only does it so often. I'm gonna get rid of this. I don't need that. The other one is Trader, which is really awesome. You can determine what this person sells you and for how much. So let's say I wanted an iron ingot. It would cost me 3 iron coins, right? Oh, hopefully that worked. So now I can walk up to him, right? And if I give him 3 iron coins, if I put the coins up here, I can drag this down and put it into my inventory. So that's freaking amazing. And that's very nice because you can have the items be the same cost as each other, and you won't get all of those items when you buy them. You'll just have the one that you drag and click. So it's very nice. What else is there? Mercenary. For this, you can give him money, and let's say I want him for 2 days, and then when I click on him and I give him 7 gold, hired, he'll follow me for 140 days, which in Minecraft is longer than it sounds. So, but he follows you around, and he actually helps you, and it's all based off of how much money you give him. You can determine different amounts of time for different amounts of money, which is really awesome. I'm going to go back in here, and Transporter, as far as I know, Transporters, what they do is they transport you across the area. You give him a name, and the more Transporters you have, the more, like, that on the list from other transporters, you'll be able to transport from one person to another if you visit different transporters. And you can change that so that they're available from the start. Oh. You can change it so they're available when discovered or available from the start, and basically you say, house, right? And now I'm going to show you the other part of this mod, which is the duplicator. Say, that axe I told you about earlier, the NPC cloner. What you do is you right-click him, and you select what slot you want, right? And you can delete this. I'm going to delete these, because I don't need them. Right? You select on, let's say, slot 0. Now, Chris's guard is in slot 0, and there's tons of pages for this. There's hundreds, 197 pages of different NPCs that you can copy with this. This is amazing. And I can come over here, right? And I'll right click there, and I click slot 0, and there he is. And now I'm going to go into here. Oh, I just got rid of this transporter. Alright, let's see if that worked. Shit, keep doing that. Transport to village is now unlocked. So, I'm pretty sure if I right-click on this guy over here, he'll transport me to that man over there. Village. There we go. Look at that. I just transported from that man to here. Think of it as like, I would say a mage that can transport you from place to place with portals. If you play World of Warcraft, you'll totally get that reference. But that's what I think of it as. That's freaking awesome, because now you can have the whole transport network set up by men, and you just right-click on them, click on where you want to go. I'm positive this is the same place. Yes, it is. So, that's generally it. There's a few other things that come with this mod. Oh, we want to edit this guy. We go back to advanced. You click on lines. These are the different dialogues that he will say during different, like, I don't know, modes. When he's being killed, for example, you can display different random things that he'll say when he's killed. When he's interacted with, which is things that happen things he says when you click on him. He can say different things. Obviously, when I click on him, he says hello Devonics because that is the default one. You can have lines when he attacks people, and you can have lines that he says just randomly when you pass him in the street, basically. Think of it as like when you're walking past somebody and you hear conversation and they say something, or those annoying people from Assassin's Creed, when they say something, they can just be like, I'm tired, right? And now, hopefully he'll say it. Maybe not. Maybe not. I guess not. Oh, there he goes. I'm tired. See, I didn't click on him, but he said that. When I do click on him... Oh. Oh, shit. He's still a transporter. When I do click on him, he'll say the, hello, Devonics. So, you know, you get an idea of what that's all about. The lines that he says. The very last thing that you can do, other than dialogues, is the factions. And you can choose which faction you want this person on. It comes with 3 default factions. They're aggressive, friendly, and neutral, as you can see. You can change the color of the faction. So say I want him to be neutral. Now, his name is in yellow. And, he's neutral. If I attacked him, he would attack me. See? Now he's coming after me. Now I have to kill him. Hopefully he doesn't kill me when he respawns. So now he's dead. He dropped those coins, like I showed you earlier. And he's going to lay down there for about 20 seconds, which is the timer, the respawn timer. And basically you can set up those factions. Now if you go into the global tab, you can change the different settings for those factions and you can add your own. So basically you can have an entire NPC village, an entire NPC kingdom in your single player world, potentially in the future your multiplayer world, and they have factions of their own. This is why I think this is an amazing mod. I hope I covered a lot of it for you. The only thing that I really didn't get into is dialogues, because those are complicated and I haven't really figured them out yet. Basically, dialogues allow you to... Let me check this out. Advanced dialogues. Select option. Villager. Back. Okay. Hello, Devonics. Yeah, it's not doing anything. What is up with this? Ask about village. Okay, so let's see if this works. The dialogues, I just fiddled around with it. I'm not going to explain it really because I still don't completely understand that. It's kind of complicated, and if you can figure it out for yourself, that is great. Let's see what happens when I talk to him. Chris's Guard. This village has been around for ages. Enjoy your stay here. Huh. Interesting. It doesn't seem that I can change the... Oh. Bad relations. Oh, okay. It doesn't seem like I can change the dialogue option. Basically, what those allow you to do is have different conversations with this person instead of just, simple lines. So that's very nice. In the future, this person plans on adding quests. He plans on adding different character types like thieves that steal things from other characters. I don't know, other stuff like that. I'm not entirely sure. I know he plans on doing multiplayer support, but that's probably one of the last things he's going to do. Unfortunately for me, I kind of need that to happen quicker for what I'm planning. I'm tired. Yeah, shut up, Chris's Guard. You're not tired. You're an NPC. But, you know, I hope that was a good tutorial for you guys. I'm doing more of these tutorials because they seem to be getting me more views. Sorry if I haven't been doing a lot with my single-player map. It's just been, I've been so busy designing my other map that I haven't had much time to get on here and play. But, you know, maybe in a few days I will. It's very dark. I hope that's, yeah, I turned that down, I guess. I don't know why. But I hope that you like this. One last thing, if you want to delete a character, all you'd have to do is right-click on them with this, and you can click on delete, and they're gone. So, you know, you don't have to worry about seeing these guys forever. I'm not going to keep these guys. I'm going to set up my own in my single-player world to guard my kingdom. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope that guide was helpful. Sorry I didn't do my homework completely on the dialogue thing, but you know, you can figure it out yourself. I'll put the links below for the mod thread on the Minecraft forums and the actual website that this person has created specifically for his mod, because it can get complex. You can make it a lot more diverse than it already comes. Like I said, you can add your own textures and do all sorts of crazy stuff. You can have your entire own NPC village. And you know, it's just one of those mods that I really like. It adds a lot to the single player experience, and in the future it will add a lot to the multiplayer experience. This person seems to know exactly what they're doing with this mod. They've gotten details down, and it's just freaking awesome. That's why I liked it. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Stay tuned for more, because I'll be doing more tutorials in the future, specifically Flan's Plane mod, because I haven't finished that yet. I haven't gone through all the different planes yet, but I think we'll get there soon enough. And yeah, thanks for watching. Like, comment, rate, favorite, and subscribe. All that crap, some of which I repeated multiple times here. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you later. I like this. This is something I really like. This is something I see being used a lot in the future. I know a few adventure maps have been made using this, and I'm going to show you what it does. So let's go down here for a moment. So basically what the wand does is when you right click on the ground, it'll create an NPC. So you can click on the ground, this display comes up, and it comes up with all sorts of different tabs and stuff, and we'll go through each of these individually. Now on the display tab you can change the name. So let's call this Chris' Servant. There we go. So this is my servant now or something. Oh no. Chris's guard. How about that? And you can display the name or hide it, or you can only show it when it's attacking. So that's very nice. You can change the model. We'll get into that in a moment. You can change what it's doing, whether it's walking, sitting, lying, sneak standing, sneak walking, and that's it. You can also rotate the head a certain number of degrees, and you can offset the head's position by a certain amount. I haven't really fiddled around with that because I don't really like my NPCs walking around with their heads floating above their bodies. So I didn't really get into that. But this right here is like the best part about this, is you can change the texture of this NPC based on what textures you have in the folder. There is a folder that comes with this mod that includes all of the textures for the NPCs that come with the mod. You can add your own textures, however, and that's why I really like this. Let me change my mic real quick. Get onto it. So we take some sticks, and basically we do the general design for a hoe, except we use bread as the I don't know. We just use bread as like the end part, and the sticks obviously are for the staff. And this makes the NPC wand. It looks like a hoe, but it's really not. I guess it's based off of whatever texture pack you're using. And the other thing we will need is an axe, but we will use bread for that as well. So it's pretty weird because you're using bread, but whatever. I'm gonna go to sleep real quick. My computer's lagging. I don't know why. What's up with my render distance is on short. That's really weird. I'm gonna go to sleep, but I'll get into this in a moment, and you guys probably like this because I know I. Hello once again, YouTube. Chris and I here bringing you some Minecraft action. When we left off on my last episode, I did a tutorial for the Flan's Plane mod. I made, oh, my phone just went off. I made two planes. Sorry about the phone. It'll go away in a minute. The two planes that I made were this one, the Spitfire, and the Fokker DR1. So I made those two, you know, it was pretty fun. I crashed one of them, and that ended terribly. I don't know if I filmed that, I can't remember. But regardless, we're moving on to new stuff today. I'm not going to be doing anything with the planes mod, actually. I'm going to be going into a new mod that I just discovered that I'm going to be using extensively in the future, because this is just freaking genius. I've been waiting for something like this for a really long time. It's an NPC mod. If I bring up my internet real quick, I can give you the exact name, and the link, of course, will be down below. It's just called Custom NPCs. It's not a full release yet. It's kind of like halfway done, I'd say. The guy that made this plans to do multiplayer support for it as well. It's by Nops, N-O-P-P-E-S, Nops, I guess. Okay, so we're going to get into that, and in order to start with this mod, it's pretty simple. I almost have all of the things we need right here, but we need bread and sticks. Those are the only two things you actually need to get started with this mod. So let's get